Hey everyone! First of all, congratulations on the win. Bigger than that, we lost one of our stars, possibly for the season. Tyreek Hill. Well wishes to him, and let him know because his life is bigger than football. Because he was one of the leaders on his team. Once he comes back from injury, let's show him that same love, brother. We praying for you. We love you, and we're praying for you and your family.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Fins Up Friday week 5. How are you, Richmond?
I'm excellent. I'm good. Dolphins finally got their first win, so happy times not only for me and you, but for the rest of the Dolphin fan base, and hopefully we can build on that. Enjoy this win, but let's get ready for the next one. But I'm doing excellent.
Perfect. It's true that winning on Monday night it's good, even if it's against the Jets. We couldn't say anything about are the Jets a good rival now in terms of high selling and playoff. But anyways, a win is a win. You have to win every game, so that's it. So now we are 1-3, and we're going back this Sunday against the Panthers. So here we go. But before starting talking about the Panthers, what do you think about that Monday night? Okay, Tariq's get hurt. It's dramatic for him. We wish him all the best on his recovery. But also we have Darren Waller, who played his first game, 2 touchdowns in a red zone. So it's what happened every time with the Miami Dolphins. Good thing happened, and bad news just after that. What do you think about that Monday night?
I think it was probably the best game we played this year. One of the things that I truly was impressed with is, Tyreek wasn't named a captain this year, but before the game started, they showed the team huddled up, and it was even before pregame, and you could tell he was giving a fiery pregame speech, and everybody was around, and he started butting heads with everybody, and he was basically saying, "Hey, we're gonna right all these wrongs today. We're gonna win this football game." And you could tell everybody was dialed into what he was saying. So even though you don't have that C or that captain on your jersey, he's still highly respected and he's a leader on his team. So that was a plus from the start. And then to actually see the tight end being utilized in the game, like you said, Waller, we've been waiting on him, and this is the fourth game, and he finally got in there and made. I think he had 2 touchdowns. So just great, positive, lifted the offense. Just think everything went better, and it shows how important sometimes a couple of players can make a difference, and it was huge.
Hey, has Armando Salguero saying every week, touchdown in the red zone, a pass touchdown to who? Titans. So this is great. Actually, we're good about that. And let's not forget your guy, Devon Etchen, who is having a very good start of the season. It's still here, and a great game, almost 100 yards running. Uh, I have a great feeling about Devon Etchen's season.
Yeah, he's been one of the bright spots on the offense. Even when we lost the first 3 games, he's been pretty much consistent every week, putting up big plays, making plays, and putting up good numbers. So his he might have the number one Dolphin selling jersey right now. He's been really playing extremely well, and that's my little Aggie brother. I had a chance to meet him one time, but I'm so much older. He probably don't remember that, but just proud of him and continued success to him and the team. I'm happy for him.
No, if you remember it because you're old, you will remember it. He's younger. Memory, it's for older. Problem. No, no, no. Okay, okay. Oh, I'm receiving. Oh, la, la. No, no. For the Miami Dolphins community, I love Richmond Webb. We're just making jokes. Don't worry, guys. It's like family. You don't know what he tells to me when we are off record. I'm kind here.
We always have a good time, and I think that's what it's about. I think stuff is just so serious now, and I think people need to learn how to like be able to take a joke and laugh, and just still remain cordial and this and that. So we have a great relationship, and if anything, will show people, hey, it ain't that serious. And like you said, we both love the Dolphins, and we want to see them do well. So we got that in common. So no need to explain, brother. You good with me?
You said we have a great relationship. Oh, that's beautiful. Sorry, I become too much sensitive. I'm French. Hey, by the way, we're still waiting Teron Armstead and Dan Marino to show up. Huh? We have been here having fun. I mean, I think they should join us and having fun with us. I mean, for Dan Marino, it's all good for him because you're there. You will protect him from me and my bad jokes. And for Teron Armstead, I mean, he afraid me, so I would not doing anything
We
to get him
already
mad.
have Dan Marino. We don't have the
D.
Dan Marino. Yeah. So Dan Marino's already here. We don't have the Dan Marino. Man,
Okay, so we're waiting for D Dan Marino, and
yeah,
I have
you go.
isotoner glove, by the way, to
There
wear
you
that day.
go. Yeah, you gotta put that D in front of it. That's it. That's the man.
Hey, let's talk about the Panthers. So, I mean, there is a scenario that we goes to 2-3. I mean, let's be positive a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, we can hide that defense is still a problem for me, even if there is turnover, stuff like that from Monday Night Football, but it's still an issue. And here it's the great topic that everybody will talk about this week before week 5. It's how this offense and which wide receiver will be the next man up for this offense because Tyreek Hill it's done for the season. So hey, let's go Panthers. Win, lose, tie.
I think that's a winnable game. It's on the road. Um, like you said, I think the main target now will be Waller, the tight end, and of course Jalen Waddle. You know, he's the number 2 receiver, but with Tyreek getting hurt, I'm sure he's going to get the majority of the targets at that wide receiver. But we got some young guys that's got to step up that I think will be able to contribute. But if you ask me, I think we'll be seeing a lot more of the Waddle dance. He does he does it.
Good. We're going viral. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still working on mine. I hadn't perfected it yet, but I'm still working on it. So yeah.
Yeah. We wait for that video. By the way, listen, Richmond. You know,
You know, you
you know, I'm a devil for you.
no. You was laughing a little bit too hard. You was laughing at my dance moves a little too hard there, brother. What's going on?
No, I'm just saying if Jalen Waddle score against the Panthers,
Yeah.
just put on social media the dance.
Oh man. Oh man, you have people. You know what? I might actually do that. If he scores, I might have to do that.
Hey, Jalen, please, whatever touchdown it is,
Yeah. Not 3 or
score it,
4.
please.
You'll take 3 or 4. I'll take that one for the team. I might have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that it will become more legendary for that. That your highlights, man. That's sad, by the way, because your highlights are amazing. But anyways, so winnable game for the Panthers. What is the 3 things you will looking for that game?
I think the thing I'm looking for is, and I think you hit on it earlier, was how the defense is going to have to respond. I think we've really struggled with trying to stop the running game, and if we can shore that up and solidify it to where teams are not consistently being able to run the football, I think that's going to be a key. I think the next key is to continue to build off what we did this week offensively. Of course, a huge hole with losing Tyreek, but it's time for other guys to step up. I think we had the guys to step up. I think the addition of Waller in the offense was huge. You could tell it makes a little difference. And the other thing I noticed last night was the tempo as far as getting in and out of the huddle, not waiting till the 25-second clock. Seemed like the timing of the plays was getting in a little quicker. Tua was more precise with his decisions where he wanted to go to football. All those things come together. I think I feel pretty good, and I think we can go to Charlotte and win that football game.
Yeah, and there is quite of 2023 plays vibes. Like we had some fake plays or little tricks that we have last night also. Last night, I mean Monday night. So it was good. And if you have three, or not three things, but do you have some stuff that you are concerned for that game against the Panthers?
I think the thing mainly is probably stopping the run. Um, I think as the season continues to go on, because we got some teams coming up, which we won't talk about today, but got really good running backs. And so if you can't stop the run, that really will possibly limit the amount of offensive series you have because anytime you can run the football, you take up time of possession. And so if they have the ball the majority of the time, that gives us less opportunity to counteract what they're doing and this and that. And then also, it's not good when your defense continually stays on the football field for a long, long time because once they get tired, it typically gets worse, and it typically gets worse if you can run the football effectively. So that's the biggest thing that I'm really paying attention to. That hopefully we can shore that defense up and solidify, our run stopping defense and get back to playing like we did last year.
Yeah, and for that defense, it would be amazing if we can have like Zach Thomas, for example, going in and talk about that defense because it's true that we allowed many plays, and again, with all the respect, and I like win is a win, but it was the Jets, so I still not sure that. I mean, the Jets was a good rival in terms of going back to a win, in my opinion, like maybe the Panthers can be. But it's true that the defense need to really step up, and also one of the things that could help that defense, it's the offense building maybe longer drives and have the possession time win could help also. So having Holly Gordon and Devon Etchen, it's still complicated English. So it will be good to maybe spread a little bit the ball and I mean you have to do something now. Tariq Hill who is taking maybe 60% of all the throws. Maybe now we have to do it differently. And as you say, with Darren Waller, we open different plays, and it's great. And in the red zone, I mean, last night we did an amazing job using him, and it scored two touchdowns, so it was positive. With Richmond, if you were a coach, what did you say just before the game against the Panthers?
Before the game, hey, I would I would say, hey, look at how we look, how we continue to work this past week. We saw the results we got against the Jets. This is a new opponent. We're on the road. You see what happens when we execute and play our style of football. And other thing I forgot to mention is defense got a couple turnovers, which we hadn't got any all season. So if we can continue to do that, do the little things, and play for each other, not for anybody else. Focus in for 60 minutes. Let's go out here and win this football game.
Yeah, I will not say anything else. I mean, you said everything. Just win this game, beat 3-3, and after that, it will be against the Chargers at home. So it's a totally different story. But we are not there. It's all about the Panthers game. So yeah, let's give us a chance to be 3-3 in week 6. But it's week 5. Hey, Richmond, it's the best part of this show. I know you love that part when
I
fans
love
coming and you talk with them about how they become a Dolphins. Because yes, you have to be crazy to be for the Dolphins. That's why we're asking this question. And let's predict the game. We also say last week that we will talk Spanish today, but that will not happen because we have to pay tribute to Tyreek Hill. But we never forget and we will work about that, but we just need a little more work to be able to do it a perfect Espanol.
I need a lot of work, so I ain't no little work. I need a lot of work and a lot of grace for people to be forgiving. I don't. That ain't just no overnight thing you just pick up. So yeah. Mm.
You know what happened? There is two seasons in the same times. You have the Dolphin season. If they win, they will win and go back to and go to the playoff. And there is another season about you learning. I don't know how many language this year. So there is
I'll be
two seasons.
multilingual. I don't know how good it'll be, but I'll be speaking a little bit of everything. We might throw a little German Shepherd and something else in there too. But I'm telling you, I'm like, man, you got me working, brother.
It's not us fault. It's Roger Goodell's fault. He won an international NFL, so that's what we are doing here.
Get a fan
We
for
just
that's it.
okay. So now it's about the web speak, and here is and it's Danny Johnson. How are you, sir?
Fins up, guys. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Danny. Man, thank you for taking time to come on the show. It means not only a lot to me and Dan, but for so many others, and we have fun. And so now you are in the hot seat, or you are the spotlight. So I guess my first question is, Danny, we've known each other for a while, but for people that don't know, kind of tell them how you became a Dolphin fan and started the organization and fan club and all that, and give us a little history on that.
Well, yeah, I was born in '65, and that's kind of what I wear my number. That's the year. Everybody celebrates the '66. That's when the Dolphins played, but they were founded in '65.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was '69. My grandfather, who rest his soul, he was a Jets fan. And we're listening back then. It wasn't TV. Long story short, we're listening to the radio, and it was Namath and Greasy, and it was a shootout. I think the final was like 34-31 Jets that day, and I ended up, my local elementary school was the Fairview Dolphins. So you got to say that, it had to have something to do with it. But man, I said, Dolphins and lost that night. My grandfather was so happy, and I just couldn't be. So it kind of stuck in, and I only had two choices. In the South back then, there wasn't anything except the Dolphins and Falcons at that time. The Saints, I think, had just came in, and the Bengals, but that was a little bit further away.
Yeah.
So I think I chose right. We've got two rings. Falcons are still searching.
I concur. You definitely chose right. So,
Yeah.
okay. So then tell us how you kind of came about with the Dolphin fan club and all that, and tell us about some of the awesome things. I know, but I want the fans to know that they just like, who is this guy or whatever. But uh, give them a little brief detail about that, and we'll keep it moving like that.
Well, we've got a lot of mutual friends that have asked this question along the way, because up until about 6-7 years ago, and I'm 60, no one in the Dolphins community knew who I was. Long story short, I have three children who are now 20, 24, and 28. And until they were old enough, Daddy couldn't go play. And so, yeah, but about 6-7 years ago, I took a trip down to Miami. It was always my dream to go to a game. And I was hooked. I mean, if you ever do, and you've been a fan, no matter how long, and it's one trip, it's like crack. You're hooked, man. You really are. It's just amazing, an amazing atmosphere. The fans are awesome, and even you always run into the former Dolphins players, and everybody around the organization is just always so nice. They really are. And so I came home after that first game, and then of course you talk to some reps, and they start calling you about season tickets, and I could afford it, so I jumped in on that. And I always wanted to give back, never knew how. And me and a couple of guys back in 2019, I'd been off of social media just because of all the negativity for a couple of months, and just sitting watching TV with my wife one evening in January, and it happened to be my mother's birthday, and she'd been passed for a few years. Was feeling kind of down that day, and my wife says, "You know what? You ought to start a club or a group with that name that you used to do a little monthly thing in that Facebook group. I'd give away a football card if somebody was just showing some real positive vibes and things about the Dolphins." And so, yeah, I got together with a couple of guys, about 5 of us, and the positive porpoise. It wasn't even supposed to be charity. It just evolved later that year into it. And gosh, long story short, we started with autism. Got involved later because I have a local autism center here. It took us about 6 weeks to raise $500. I was ecstatic. I was like, couldn't wait to get up to that foundation and bring them $500. And we did it by just auctioning and raffling off signed memorabilia. It always needed to be authentic, not just a helmet with no name on it. It just really needed to be something special that a Dolphin fan would just love to have. Dolphin fans in Montana that have Facebook, like me, though, that never got to Miami. And it just flew from there, brother. I mean, the Jason Taylor Foundation, the Tua Foundation, and Dan Marino Foundation, the Dolphins found out about us, and just so many on and on. And over $500,000 to charities in the past 6 years. Very proud of what we do, and it's always we. It's never a me. I've mentioned to you earlier, you can do what you want, plan what you want, but if you don't do it right, you're standing there alone. And so I'm appreciative of everybody, including yours, brother. You've been there too from the beginning and morally supported me. The phone call you gave me a couple of years ago when that went down.
Yeah.
Just things that help me keep doing this. Cause, there's trials and tribulations. Your brain goes through things and it's a lot of work. It really is, but it's a labor of love and a passion that I know that we're making a change and helping others. And that's what it's all about, man.
It is, and thanks for sharing. And what I really love about what you just said was when you raise that first $500, and a lot of people think it has to be a huge amount. A lot of times that's just what gets you started. But I think when you become a giver, it's a different feeling because you're making a difference. And a lot of times when you can see a child or something, I remember back in college and even with the Dolphins going to hospital visits for people that were less fortunate, and you would see how much it would just brighten up their day. You hadn't given them you're giving them something, but you're not really just that time sometime. And so, once you realize that it's not always about what you can announce publicly, whether it's private or whatever, you're making a difference. And so that's why I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you sharing that part of the story and this and that. And I'm definitely looking forward to coming to Charlotte this weekend, hanging out with you and the rest of the fans, because I tell people all the time, Dolphins have some of the people that I have met have been truly genuine and they love their football team. And, like you said, it's been a while since we've really had success, but to see people hang in there and still support the team and the organization like they do is truly amazing. I appreciate it because I see it from both sides now. I knew it as a player, but now I know it as a fan. So thank you for that. And thank you for taking a few minutes with me today. And
all the time you need, brother.
What was I going to say? So of course, I'm biased and I'm sure you with me. I think, we got the first win. We coming to Charlotte, play Carolina.
It's always the hardest, isn't it? You're a former player. That's always the hard one, man.
Yeah.
You to tell yourself you can, right?
Yeah. And I that's what I thought about, because a lot of time you can be in a slump. You can really be playing well. You just a couple of plays keep you from actually winning the game. But then everybody's like, "Oh, you lost." But I think it kind of gets that monkey off your back. And I hate about Tyreek, praying for him, this and that, and his family.
Prayers for him and his family, yes, sir.
It's bigger than football, and I think until something tragic like that happens, I think that kind of makes people reflect. But it's about before you really think about it, sometimes about it's a penalty or didn't get the first down or didn't make the catch. But when you see something like that, it kind of brings everybody and reels them back in and say, hey, there are things more important to that. So sending prayers out for him. And then,
yes, sir. Amen.
I guess the last little thing we always do is I'm going to ask you who you picking to win Sunday, and what's your score prediction. We just having fun, so no big.
Oh yeah. No. I've already had this with another group, so I can't change my score. I did it with the Germans already earlier, just in a chat room. But yeah, I think we've got enough to go in there and put 31 up, hold them to 17.
Yep.
They're playing pretty good football, but they're really we're built. We have a couple of injuries, but we're not in a rebuild. They really are. They're still rebuilding, just like Atlanta's rebuilding. I mean, there's that whole conference. I mean, it's there for Tampa to just wipe out this year with Rattler down in New Orleans. And so, a couple of years ago, we had them for Fan Club Weekend as an opponent down in Miami, and they jumped out 14-0, and we were like, what's going on? But then we cranked that engine up, I think 42-21. Thank you, Tyreek. You was part of that too.
Yeah.
And that just went on to be a part of an amazing season. I was actually in the stadium when we scored 70, so that's just crazy. I think I missed 4 touchdowns just having to go to the bathroom. Uh, it was, but it's really an amazing atmosphere with the fan base. What's going on this weekend? FanFest has turned into a 3-day event now. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't wait to see everybody up Friday evening. You and Chandler, y'all coming in on Friday,
We're coming in
correct?
on Friday. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be out there. See, and I've been telling everybody you're going to be at the brewery with us for dinner. So I think we're expecting between 100 and 250 on Friday night.
Okay.
So it's just even in no as bad as we had started. And you were talking about this. It's so hard. Everybody's still excited to be coming to something like this. You see, this fan base is really amazing. I'm a part of ESF, and I do a lot with all other 32 teams. I do a little bit of charity work too as well, and I see their fan bases.
Yeah.
And man, half of them will be gone. And when you think that we travel well, you see it because you go to a lot of these away games, man. So just to see what's going on here and that FanFest has got so big, I think Mark and Scott are in their 10th or 11th year with Fan Club Weekend down in Miami. FanFest started during COVID. We did Stephen Ross's food drive, raised $4,000, and that's how it all really blew up because Stephen Ross found out about it and doubled the 4 and made it 8, and we were on the map.
Awesome.
I like telling this story, and you're going to love this one because I don't think you heard this one. So Donna from Charlotte, Donna Eichstedt, runs the Charlotte Club.
Mm-hmm.
She gets a phone call after that weekend from the executive director of the Miami Dolphins Foundation, congratulating her and asking her, how she did what she did with the $4,000 and all. And she says, "Well, wait a minute, that wasn't me. That was a buddy of mine that runs this club called TPP." So you're gonna love how this goes though. So maybe about a half hour later, Donna hadn't contacted me yet, but I get a phone call and I see 305 and I answer, and it's, "Hi, my name's Jesse Marks. I'm the executive director with the Miami Dolphins Foundation." And I'm like, "Yeah, right." Click. And I just, so you see what I mean? I'm like, I hadn't realized how far out we had already reached, to tell you the truth. Yeah. And so phone rings again. It's the same number. And I'm like, "Oh Lord." And I answer, and he's like, "Hey, listen, please don't hang up." And it just goes on and on. And Jesse, he's with Northwestern now, the athletic director up there. He handed the reins over to Javier Sanchez, but he starts going on the story about how he roomed with Bernie Kosar at the U, and he mastered in marketing and things. And he says, "How do you do what you do?" And I just explained memorabilia. All of a sudden, I started getting boxes, and we started raising money for the DCC. And Jesse was the beginning of all that. He handed everything over to Javier Sanchez when he took over, and Javier's been working with us for the last 3 or 4 years, and we've raised $375,000 for the Dolphins Challenge Cancer alone at TPP. So that's pretty amazing in itself. We've did 50,000 for the Dan Marino Foundation and his Autism Center. Looking forward to doing a lot more there as they have us now listed at TPP as partners. Really, really cool to have achieved. It just shows that what the work's doing, and I always tell people don't do things for the wrong reasons. All I am is always working and seeing what I can do, and I don't expect nothing in advance. And believe me, people, if you see me at a Dolphins game, I paid for that flight. Tell them, Richmond, if you see me, Dolphins ain't paying nothing. They ain't even paying for Richmond's flight. Who are we kidding?
But the thing about that is that's not why you're doing it, though.
Right, exactly.
That was never your intention. If I raise this money, they'll start. You just doing,
man.
And I love the story that the guy calls you and you hang up because that wasn't what you was expecting. And since Donna didn't call you and give you heads up, you was like, "Man, people play pranks on the phone." All he's like, I don't have to.
Right. I had been getting things like that, so yeah, and still do, but now it's laugh it off.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. See, people love hearing about the player stories, but like when you can actually hear one, that's pretty good, and you can always share with other people. But I'll be in Carol. Like I said, I'll be in Charlotte, and then I'm actually be at the Chargers game as well. So I get to hang out with NorCal and go, do a
Yeah,
little thing at
man.
Bo Campers and all that. But yeah, I agree with you, Danny. I'm going to go as far as my pick. I'm going to go Dolphins 28. I like the 17 to 28-17.
I like it.
They've really started, offense is starting to put up points and consistently, like you say, 25 to 30 something. So I like both scores, this and that. And man, I'm just looking forward to having a good time and
Oh, the weather's looking good too. The weather's looking good up there this weekend. High 70s and mid 50s is the lows. That's some nice weather, brother.
that's perfect football weather. You can't
Yep.
beat that. Yeah. And Charlotte
Yep.
is a beautiful city. We were there in June. My daughter just moved up there, so
Yes, sir.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy, and let me see if I can do my abracadabra and make Dan reappear. Something he snuck out of
There
here.
we go.
I had to keep him. He's so mischievous. I got to keep an eye on
Yeah,
him.
he's
So
lurking. He's lurking.
Dan, where you at, brother?
I'm here. I'm here. I mean, it's
There's the strength.
you can't. I mean, sometimes people are asking me why I'm going off the screen when those talk happen, and this is what I said every time. If you want to have a tree cut, it doesn't matter if you are in front of the picture when the tree is cut. What is matter if the tree get cut? And what I'm looking for from
I
now,
like
it's Richmond Webb being elected into a Pro Football Hall of Fame, and not just because he's a Dolphins former player, because he had all the advocates, all the credential to make it. He faced 22 times Bruce Smith regular season and playoff games. He is the player who Bruce Smith faced the most, and he's one of the few can say he actually end up, I mean, well against Bruce Smith. And I don't
Oh, yeah.
know why, and I'm not here to find a reason for why. Everything goes in the right time, and I think this is the right time. He has 2 years left as a modern era player. We can make it in 2027 because the process is a little tricky, and you can make the semifinal and be elected just like this. You have to go into the final first. So he has to be finalist in 2026. So Danny and all the Miami Dolphins leader, don't be competitive. I know you are not competitive, Danny, against the other. Just be all together and just push for our legend. In my point of view, I'm in Paris, France. If you love your team, you love the history and the players, and also the players who have made the history for the Miami Dolphins. Richmond Webb is the best left tackle who ever played for the Miami Dolphins. I say
Amen.
it that way. If someone is not agree, I accept it. I'm not trying to have always right. So that's why, Richmond, Danny, I let you the final word for this show. But just, I want everybody remember that. Don't be quiet. Be positive, but say loudly that you want Richmond Webb, sorry man, Richmond Webb to be an Hall of Famer. That's it. Thank you very much, guys. Richmond, Danny, you ends up the show.
Danny, you got the last words, brother. We appreciate you. So we're gonna turn the
Man,
mic over to you.
man, y'all, thanks for having me on. It's just good to be a part of this community, and like you're saying there, Dan, it's about unity. If you'll always think and preach unity and act unity, it's going to come together. See, that's what you got to do, and it doesn't happen overnight. We're doing amazing things together. Um, this what I've noticed just in the past 3 to 4 years worldwide is what's amazing me. We've even just recently added Spain, heading over to Madrid here in a couple of months, and to see their excitement, it's just it's enthusiastic. It attacks you. It resets you. If you're in any frame of mind, look to Europe. Look to some of these fans. I think Dolphin fans over here, you can get frustrated and whatever, but especially down in Miami when you're close, it's in your backyard. But man, you've never suffered until you've lived halfway around the world. Get up at 3 a.m. for a Monday night game. Now I didn't mind living in Germany. Those 1 in the afternoon, that was 7 o'clock. I had Sunday night football every week, but those 3 a.m.s, those are pretty tough, and it's loyalty. I actually caught the '85 Dolphins Bears game in a muddy bunker with a transistor radio. So there's one more story. On maneuvers somewhere on the border of East and West Germany at the time, they were still divided, and a transistor radio and just going nuts, man.
Hey, thank you, Danny. And
appreciate you guys, man. Anytime. Look forward to seeing you guys down the road in Richmond. I'll see you this weekend, man.
I'm looking forward to it, brother. And like I say, I can't say thank you enough, because I know it's not just me, but it's just the Dolphin organization and how you continuously give back. And all they got to do is ask. It's never a no. It's just when, where, and when do I need to be there. So people like you are special, and I acknowledge you and I appreciate everything, brother.
Hey, thank you. And I just want to say one more thing, shout out and prayers to our brother Big E. He's a very special human being. He's fighting more than any of us right now with anything I know. I reach out to him periodically to check up. He's a big personality, so I don't want to bother him too much, but got him on speed dial, and he knows I'm here for him, man. We love you, Big E. I just wanted to throw that in there today, bro.
We love you, brother.